Hey, what's up guys, Ravenclaw here and welcome back to the Ravenclaw channel. And before we get started, I just wanted to say a couple of things. I've been away for the last 3 weeks because I was really sick. No, I didn't have the coronavirus. I just had like bad chest cold and things like that. Every time I tried to talk, I was coughing and it was just nuts. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly let you know that. And secondly, the way we're going to do this guide is a little bit different to the way I normally do it because there's so much to go over for like classes in general with like Azurite traits and cloaks and all this other stuff. So I thought I did a poll online on Facebook for you guys to choose, and you guys did say you'd like it split up so I can go over these sections a little bit more in depth. So that's what we'll be doing. Alright, so let's firstly look at talent choices. This is pretty straightforward, but I wanted to just quickly touch on a couple of things to look at depending on what you're trying to do. So this is going to be a PvE guide, and we'll do a PvP guide later on. So let's just have a look at what we've got as far as talents are concerned. So in the first tier, so at level 15, is Killer Instinct, Animal Companion, and Dire Beast. Now, I've been running both like raids and mythics, and I found, based on simulations and to my own testing, is that Animal Companion now is actually coming out on top. This is obviously dependent on your gear. Now we will go over gear in another video, but what we're going to look at is the overall sort of talent choices. So Animal Companion in the first tier is what I normally go. Killer Instincts works quite well with Killer Cobra for more of a single target rotation, but generally speaking, Animal Companion. Okay, in the next tier, we've got Scent of Blood, One with the Pack, and Chimera Shot. I never take Chimera Shot. I mean, it's good for leveling, I guess, like low level, but yeah, other than that, I never take it. One with the Pack is just too good to pass up, let me put it this way. And the reason for this is, as a BM hunter, our main goal is to stay in Bestial Wrath as much as possible, okay? And to do so, we need to reduce the cooldown, which in turn allows us to stay in Bestial Wrath. This will allow us to proc Wild Call, which will allow us to then use Barb Shot, in turn reducing the cooldown of your Bestial Wrath. This also is dependent on your stat weights as well. So just wanted to give you a quick rundown for those that weren't too sure about that, but this is the reason why we take this. Now, next one, level 45, we've got Trailblazer, Natural Mending, and Camouflage. Very situational. Now, Camouflage is great for mythics, as in like mythic pluses, running keys and stuff. If you need to go and like bypass mobs or even get yourself out of trouble. If you need to have a quick heal out of combat, this one is absolutely awesome. For other things like raiding, even like mythic pluses, maybe even higher level mythic pluses, Natural Mending is great to keep yourself alive, which is also, we'll talk about when we get into pets as well. Trailblazer, if you want that little bit of extra movement speed, but yeah, I only usually take these two here. Okay, in the next tier, the only one I ever go with is Thrill of the Hunt. Okay, as a BM hunter, you want to focus on getting more crit than anything else, and this is something that will obviously help go towards your crit count, which, as it says, Barb Shot increases your critical strike chance by 3%. So we want more crit, and then this is allow us to critical strike more. So crit chance and crit is completely different things. And what this allows us to do again is increases our chance to critical strike, allowing Wild Call to proc, then Wild Call allowing us to use Barb Shot more, and then Bestial Wrath again. So that's how it all sort of ties together. Murder of Crows, I mean, like, you can take that if you wanted to, say, you know, do like the dailies and stuff like that, which is great for a single target. Okay, next one. Post haste, I definitely love. Like, there's heaps of situations, especially like in mythic raids and stuff. This comes in handy. Like, to get around mythic pluses, this is also great. Get out of snares, get out of trouble. I usually take this pretty much in all the scenarios. It really depends on your team, what you're running, and how you're running it. Out in like questing and stuff, this is also great to be able to get out of trouble and keep yourself moving. Binding Shot for sort of leveling purposes and, you know, the dailies and real world stuff. You can actually use that to control a lot of the mobs, especially if you're trying to cleave them all down. And Born to be Wild, I don't really take it all. You know, like I don't really need the survivability when I'm out leveling and that. I guess situational. If you think that you're not going to survive, or if you think in a particular dungeon, like particular Mythic Plus, that you need a bit more survivability, you can definitely take this, because what it will do is allow you to go into Turtle more often. Okay, next one. The only one you should be taking here, literally the only one you should be taking here, is Stomp. The other two are just garbage. Okay, like Stampede got wrecked years ago. Barrage is just not even worth it. You get way more damage output, especially AoE damage output with Stomp than you do with this. Once again, we're going to go back to what we were saying before. Wild Core procs, barb shots, critical strike chance, all of that stuff allows you to do more. Therefore, you're doing more stomps and you're getting more cleave damage. So yeah, don't, like, these other ones you can use for, say, leveling or questing and things like that, but for anything like, you know, Mythic Plus, high Mythic Pluses and raids, definitely just go for Stomp. Okay, in the last one, now this is where you would change out, okay? Spinning Cobra, forget about it, I never use it, it's just rubbish. Okay, these two here. I go Killer Cobra when I know a fight's going to be very single target focused. And the reason for that is when you're focusing on the target, your kill command. So when Beast Wrath is active, you can spam kill command in Cobra Shot. That will allow you to pump out more singular target damage. Now, it really comes down to your gear. Okay, so if your gear is like higher mastery, then you can go Aspect of the Beast for single target or multiple target. But single target, this is a better choice to go for, because you'll get more damage output on that one boss. Here, if you're running Mythic Pluses, you should run Aspect of the Beast, because most of the time you're cleaving the whole dungeon. And, well, not all the bosses, but most bosses have adds anyway. This allows you to really pump out some damage, but it focuses more on your pet's damage. So yeah, so as far as like multi-target goes, or Mythic Pluses, things like that, this is the one I would take. So you can switch in between these two based on like what fight's coming up. It's good to know this when you're doing a raid too. And like I said, it comes down to the stat weights and gear, which we'll go through. But that is that for the main talents. Just quickly, while you're out and about in doing sort of, you know, dailies and all this other stuff, just a couple of things you can take for the PvP talents. Dire Beast, Basilisk, that's great for getting down rares. Dire Beast Hawk, great for some AoE. Cleave, especially going to pull a whole bunch of stuff. Roar of Sacrifice you don't need to worry about, because it's about crits and it's really against players. So yeah, don't worry about that. Wild Protector, great one to have. Survival Tactics is also good. But yeah, pretty much those are the main ones that I usually go with. But yeah, so just experiment with all this and see how you go, but always remember to sim your characters to see how all of this will work with your gear set and stats. Alright guys, let's look at some stats. We won't go too in depth about this, but I just wanted to sort of explain why we're taking this. So your stat weight should be Critical Strike, Haste, Mastery, and then Versatility. So quick explanation as to why. So Critical Strike, one, we want to be able to put out more damage. But the more important thing about this is we want to have Wild Core procking as much as possible, so that way we can get Barb Shots off, and then we can get our Bestial Wrath up as much as possible. Also, your pets can inherit the crit chance as well. So overall, we're increasing the damage there. Haste, we want to have not a crazy amount of haste, but enough so we can get our focus regen much better. Our reduces the cooldowns of your, say, Barb Shot and Kill Command and things like that. But we also want to have less global cooldown time. And all of this then still can get us back into our main goal as being into Bestial Wrath. The next one, Mastery, that is focusing on your pets as a BM. So the more Mastery you have, the more damage your pets are going to put out. And Versatility, that just increases the overall damage that you do and reduces the damage that you take. So yeah, that's pretty much the stat weights that I wanted to discuss with you. And like I said, any questions you have, just let me know down in the comments. Alright guys, now let's have a talk about pets. Pet choices are pretty simple. Like, I only have 3 pets with me when I raid, when I do mythics and all that stuff. However, there are different pets that can do different utilities, like water walking and things like that, and that's more for like dailies and outer world stuff and leveling. So the pets that I'm looking at here are spirit beasts. Firstly, now the spirit beast is going to keep you alive for a much longer period of time, especially if you are running higher mythic pluses and stuff like that, because it's going to allow you to keep your health above a certain threshold or anything like that, and allow your healer to not really focus on you too much. So what have we got with spirit beasts? One, we've got spirit mend. Spirit mend's been buffed over the years, and it is actually really viable now to keep yourself alive. We've got Spirit Shock. Now, Spirit Shock is the offensive dispel, which is really, really good at helping get some crucial buffs off mobs in the dungeons. And we also have the Tenacity buff. So Tenacity buff raises our total health by 5%, I believe. And the other great thing that comes with them is Survival of the Fittest, which is a 20% damage reduction to yourself and your pet. Those all together make survivability as a hunter just amazing. Now, what we also have access to is the hero ability, or the lust ability, and you can either go for a bat or a ray. Now, the reason why I'm choosing them over like a Devilsaur or anything like that is because they also come with the offensive dispel. This dispel for us is really, really good when we're doing mythic pluses. So yeah, it's entirely up to you what you'd like to choose, but once again, this is sort of what I'm going for and sort of relaying that information onto you guys. And the last one, if you're finding that you want to switch targets a lot, or your pets aren't just keeping up or anything like that, you can go for the Silithid family. The Silithid family is, you've got one, it's a cunning pet, so they bring a movement buff, but they also bring Master's Call, which can remove snares from, like, it's basically a freedom, which is awesome. But also they come with Dune Strider, so it increases the pet's movement by 30%, so that if you need to switch targets a lot or get between different bits and pieces, your chances of getting uptime on damage is much higher if you take a Silithid. But very situational. Choose the pet based on what you need to do and sort of discuss it with your team, or see how you go with different rotations. But yeah, so essentially those are the 3 pets that I like to take. If you want to talk about pets or anything like that, please come over and see me on my Discord or my Facebook. More than happy to discuss different ideas and all that stuff. So as far as this guide part 1 is concerned, that'd be it for now. I'll be working on the next part as pretty much as soon as this video is uploaded, and get that out to you, so that way we can get all you hunters that need a little bit extra help out there and ready to rock and roll. So yeah, if you have any questions or you want to add anything to the guide or anything like that, please let me know down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to chat with you. But until the next time, you keep on sniping, you awesome people out there, and I'll see you very soon.